So the square root can help us solve equations. So a basic sides of the equation, that's a balanced step. Okay, but when you do that, whenever you take a square root to cancel out a square, and it goes back to what we said in the first video, could be positive, could be negative. Okay, because you could plug in a -3, and -3 squared makes +9. Equation. Let's do another one. X squared plus 3 equals 147. Let's get the square root by itself first, because you have to actually square root the entire left side and the entire right side, which is kind of tough to handle. Wow. My computer better be curing the world of some sort of disease with all the stuff it's doing in the background, because it can't even draw stuff right now. Okay, so subtract 3 from both sides, you get x squared equals 144. Now here's where we use the square root trick, and anytime we use that to cancel out a number, as soon as my computer lets me draw that, we have positive and negative. And the square root of 144 is 12. Okay, so two answers. If we have this equation, first step is to divide both sides by 3, because that's 3 times x. You got to take the square root last, and it's because we're like undoing the order of operations. We're going in reverse order. So you get x squared equals 11. So x is going to be, and you still have to put negative square root of 11. Notice the positive and negative signs are outside of the square root. And then one more for good measure. If we have 7x minus 3 squared minus 2 equals 6. First step here is to add 2 to both sides. So you get 7x minus 3 squared equals 8. And now we can use the square root trick, but it's gonna involve a little bit more work. We use the square root to cancel out that squared. So you get 7x minus 3 equals positive 8, but now you have to make a separate equation because it could also equal negative 8. Okay, so watch out for those questions where it's inside of parentheses. You got to solve twice. Once for if it equaled positive, oh, it's positive. I'm sorry, because I took a square root of both sides. Come on, computer. There we go. Okay, I forgot the square root. Very sorry. So to finish getting this by itself, we got to add 3 to both sides. And why don't we do the same thing with our other equation? Add 3 to both sides. So you get 7x equals, let's just put the 3 out front. On square root of 8 plus 3, it's the same thing. Same thing over here. 7x equals 3 minus square root of 8. Now you just got to divide both sides by 7. So this is, it's almost finished. When you divide both sides by 7, you're going to get x equals 3 plus the square root of 8 over 7. And then over here you're going to get 3 minus the square root of 8 over 7 when you divide both sides by 7. But just check out this square root. That can be simplified like we said in another variable. You can factor out to be square root of 4 times 2. So that means we got 3